Hi guys, this is your Korean buddy Sora and
Chris.
Grace. Okay, today we have a special guest, Chris. He came here to give you the information about how you become a teacher, English teacher in Korea, and right?
Yeah, hopefully I can share some of my knowledge.
Sure.
And if you're interested in coming to Korea or maybe just arrived in Korea, then hopefully this helps just a little bit.
This is gonna be really helpful. How long have you lived in Korea?
Right now, about 7.5 years.
7.5.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
longer than your average foreigner in Korea.
Sure. Then now you're an English teacher.
Yeah.
And where do you work now?
Right now, I'm in a city just outside of Daegu called Gyeongsan.
Gyeongsan.
Yeah, and I'm an elementary school teacher.
You know, Gyeongsan is the city of education.
Oh, really?
They explain.
Oh, yeah, because of all
but nobody knows.
Because of all the universities,
Yes.
it's got like Daegu Day,
Yes.
Daegu Cafe.
Anyway, so also you work now elementary school. And
Yes, yeah.
Gyeongsan. Right?
Yes, I work for a program called EPIC.
Epic.
Yeah, English program in Korea. And there are like maybe about 4 different types of teaching areas. The first one is, of course, the Hagwons.
Hagwon,
Yeah.
like a institute.
Yeah, an
private
academy.
institute.
Yeah,
Academy.
yeah, like an after-school academy. And they generally pay less.
Less.
Yeah, and less vacations.
Less vacation.
But you got a lot more freedom in your job. You can kind of hop around from Hagwon to Hagwon, and you can choose a Hagwon in Seoul.
So you can work for several academies at the same time, right?
No, not at the same time.
No.
Yeah, that's
because
it.
the time
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
match.
And also, I think work visa problems. You're not allowed to do
So
the job.
Hagwon gives you a visa, right?
Yes, yeah, it's a work visa.
Work visa.
E2 work
E2
visa.
work visa.
Yeah. And then the second one is EPIC, which is a government program. EPIC pay more than the Hagwons, and you get more vacation, but there will be a lot less freedom.
Less freedom.
So you work for the state. So like other Korean civil servants, other Korean civil servants, you don't really have much control about where you're placed. You can either be placed in a metropolitan area like Seoul, Daegu, Busan, or in a provincial area like Gyeongsan, Bokdo, Jeolla, Namdo, or Gangwon-do. And you'll find you often get transferred to different parts of the city or the province, and you won't really have control over whether it's a middle school or an elementary school.
And high school too?
Very rarely.
Very rarely.
Generally, middle or high school.
Middle elementary school.
Middle and elementary school. Yeah. I myself have actually taught elementary school, middle school, and high school. Yeah.
Oh, and which is the
best?
The best.
Definitely for me, middle school has been the most rewarding.
Because?
So in middle school, the kids they're a little bit more difficult.
Difficult?
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes they're so grumpy.
They're
and
very
like,
moody.
Moody, I know.
They sleep a lot, and trying to motivate them is...
Yeah, that is important.
Yeah,
motivate
it's very
them.
hard. But once you kind of get to know them, you can start to really form quite good relationships with them. Elementary school kids, they're very cute and they always love their teacher.
Yeah, right.
But I feel that it's harder to form a bond with them.
Right, sure, because they're still young.
They're still
kids. First sector is Hagwon. First one is Hagwon. Second place is
EPIC.
EPIC. And what is third?
The third would be like a kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
Yeah, which is it can be very rewarding if you're that type of individual that can do it. I've taught grade 1 and grade 2, which is not kindergarten age, but close to, and it's very stressful for me.
Yeah, because they literally don't know anything, right?
Yeah. I basically just spend the whole lesson saying Hajima.
Hajima, don't do it. Hajima, right? Yeah. And you spend the whole
lesson, yeah.
Wow, right.
And they're kind of just running around.
They're so energetic, right?
Oh yeah, but they're very cute.
And after the class, exhausted, right?
I just want to take a nap.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one is a university. Universities pay a little bit less than EPIC, but you can get more money through different avenues.
Like what?
Generally through grants and research from the university.
So you can get a chance to get that kind of grants.
Yeah, you can.
Through at university.
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't recommend going straight to university. I would recommend maybe spending a year or two with EPIC or Hagwon and then transitioning to university.
And you need a master, right?
You need a master's degree. So for EPIC and Hagwons in general, you need just a degree. Yeah, just graduate from a university. Can be anything. Doesn't necessarily have to be an education.
It doesn't have to be education.
No, it doesn't have to be an education. Yeah. And then EPIC has a pay scale. So the longer you've been in the job, the more money you get. Like if you get what's called a TEFL course or TESOL, yeah, they're very similar, almost the same. Then you start at a higher bracket.
One's bracket higher.
And if you've got like a proper teaching degree, you get another bracket. And if you've actually got some teaching experience, then one more. Yeah. And I think if you've got like a teacher's degree in teaching English, then you start off at the top bracket straight away. Yeah. Which is actually quite a lot, especially because the first 2 years in EPIC are tax-free.
Tax-free?
Yeah. So if you're starting on a high bracket for those first 2 years, then you're actually making a lot of money. And then, but yeah, also the TEFL course can kind of prepare you a little bit for teaching English in Korean. It will teach you classroom management skills.
Like how to deal with children.
And it will teach you grammar, which is actually a little hard for, if you're a native speaker, you never really consider why you speak the way you do. You just know that's the correct way. We just say it, right?
We doesn't care grammar when you say.
And the same happens with Koreans. Ask Koreans, why is it like this? And they'll just be like, because, you know.
Because we do. We do.
So, I would recommend doing the TEFL course at least.
So before people came here, it's much better to take a TEFL course.
And it's only, I think it's like 100 hours.
100, very short.
Yeah. You can do it online as well if you're in an area that doesn't really have any programs open.
Wow, that's very useful. Have any tips you can share for those who come to Korea to be a teacher?
I think tip number one. Is I feel that the first 2 years are the golden years. If you're just coming here for the experience or the adventure or
making friends.
You're making friends, or maybe you got student loans you need to pay off, which I've met a lot of people that need to do that. Then 2 years is really good because the first year you're still adjusting to Korea, right? You're
excited. Everything's new.
Everything's a little scary. You're trying to build your confidence as a teacher and trying to get to know the skills. And so the first year can be quite a roller coaster. And the second year you can kind of really enjoy it. You know Korea more. You
have friends.
You have friends. You understand the job better. And then the third year you kind of just start going through routine.
Routine, so losing power, right? Like
kind of just you feel like an old man. So, I think if you want to go home and start a different career, better to just stay the 2 years and then go. Number two, and this is something I can relate a lot to is when you come to Korea, it's very, very easy to just make friendships with foreigners because you can speak the same language very easily. You're both kind of going through the same experiences, maybe a bit of homesickness, but you'll often find you'll have these really strong friendships for like 8 months and then they leave. And it's heartbreaking when you have like your 15th friend, you go back home, have like 1 or 2 awkward Skype calls afterwards, and then you never speak to them ever
because they have their life or
and you got your own life. So I recommend making friendships with Koreans.
And do you have tips for making Korean friends here?
Obviously you kind of have to put yourself out there.
Put yourself out there.
I recommend there are language exchange programs.
Sure.
Maybe there's some societies you can join.
Right. Yeah, we have that kind of things too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We met there too, right?
Yeah, we met there at language exchange center.
Wow.
Also, as we'll get on later, there can be a certain advantages
Advantages like
to having Korean friends.
to having a Korean
we'll
friends.
talk about that later.
Yes, sure. Yeah.